Hello and welcome to the Miserable Metal Mind podcast, a podcast where myself, Thrash Tash Bolton, and Paul the Machine Hutchins try to convince Simon the Miserable One that heavy music since 1999 is still good. We've had one or two successes so far. You obviously know where to find us. You're listening to us now. But if you're using the paid version of Spotify, you will hear the songs in full that we are talking about. If you are listening to the free version, you will get a 30-second snippet of the same song. If you're using any other platform, you will only get the talking due to copyright. But whatever platform you are using, thank you for being here. We are joined by a guest this time.
We are guests.
We are guested by a join.
So I would like to introduce a drummer from a band that almost broke our podcast before it was off the ground. Their album was featured in our first ever nervous attempt at this podcast, and Simon liked it, therefore ruining my idea what this podcast would be. A man who, if you ask Simon, is the most important, most crucial, most best-looking member of any band. Please welcome Mr. Rich Mears from King Kraken.
Hey! Pleasure to be here, guys. Pleasure to be here.
Oh, very nice.
I say it's great to have another drummer on here.
You play drums?
I used to.
Nice. I like that one.
I like to look at them every now and then.
Too goddamn expensive, man.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Do you not do anything at all, Simon, these days?
Well, I did. No, not really. No. I do have my practice kits right there, but it's covered in trainers. Trainers on there.
It's not set up.
Yeah. It's electric kit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nice.
So big kids playing it more than I play on it at the minute. So
same way with electric kit actually at the moment.
Yeah.
I've been teaching my 4-year-old how to play drums, so he's loving it.
Yeah, I'd say I'm trying to teach them, but I always get hit in the face off with the sticks. So I just let them run wild, and when they get bored, I'll show them how to play it properly.
Amazing, man, amazing. I came up the stairs the other day, and I could hear my electric drums going. It was my son playing Queen. We will rock out. Singing and playing at the same time. I was like, yes.
Good place to start.
Yeah, man, exactly.
So, since our last one, what have we been up to, gentlemen?
Go on, Neil, you go first.
Go on,
Me?
yeah. Tell us what you've been doing.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
No, really.
Is this going to involve watching shit bands?
I've not been to a gig this year so far. I've got that Black Metal All Day coming up in February.
Oh my god. Sounds fucking horrendous.
Got Bruce Dickinson tickets for later on in the year.
Okay, another horrendous night.
Very positive.
I tell you what I did watch. I watched a really, really, really good horror film with some extremely good acting.
Was it the Tall Diaries of Iron Maiden?
It was not. It was not. The main guy in it is someone that you're quite fond of, Simon. It was, like I say, an extremely well written, well acted horror film called Studio 666.
Oh, what a shit film! Fuck's sake!
You've not even seen it, have you?
I will never ever watch that film in my life. Ever.
Oh my god, amazing!
Even if I was in it, I wouldn't fucking watch it.
You wouldn't. You're never going to be in a film, Simon. You know.
I was nearly on a film soundtrack, so that's a story for another time.
Oh, that's a lead into a bloody. You auditioning for Coronation Street.
But they've never done the film of Coronation Street.
I know, that's why you didn't get it. Paul, what about yourself, pal? What about you?
Well, I was in Rome last week, so that was quite nice. Yeah, we had a great time. Walked far too much, ate far too much, drank far too much, but came back, went and photographed an Iron Maiden tribute band called Iron Maiden in the Patriot on Saturday night, and it was off the chain. It was absolutely rammed in there.
Is that really small place where only 5 people get in, including
That's the one, yeah. That's the one where Rich plays regularly, and they still don't fill it.
Oh, you nasty man.
Isn't it?
And yesterday, I picked up tickets for ZZ Top in Wembley in July. So
how much was that, Bob?
Too much.
It was
it's
a
more
lot.
than a tenner. It's too much.
It was about 70, 80 quid.
Oh, that's less than I thought. I fancied that myself.
But it's got
70, 80 quid to watch that shit.
It's the one that's got they've got Rival Sons and the Crows supporting. So
I was thinking about going to that.
Yeah. It's cost us more for the tickets than the hotel. Put it that way.
Still, 80 quid's not bad for Wembley.
So. Yeah, well, it's only date they're doing, and he's not going to be around forever, is he? So
no. Sam, the last gig you went to was for free.
The last two he went to were for free, weren't they?
What were the last two?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, you paid.
Limp Bizkit. No, I didn't pay for Limp Bizkit. I had to pay just by driving him over there.
Yeah.
See, that's how nice a friend I am. I'm so good. My friends just want to take me to gigs.
Yeah. Speaking of, are you saying what your mate?
I went watching Gojira as well, and I didn't pay for that. So that's 3 gigs last year. Free gigs that I didn't pay for last year. I'm doing all right, and another one this year. Yeah.
You're going to spoil it for me.
Oh, and the other thing I got to remind you what I did was yesterday I had to order King Kraken's debut album on green vinyl.
I was going to mention that. Yes.
What?
Yeah. And I had to put an abusive message on, which Rich picked up in 3 minutes.
Yeah. I did actually look straight at that, and I was like, okay.
I was laughing.
I totally forgot they messaged you about that.
You can tell they've got a proper manager now. I used to get all their gear for free. I have to buy every fucking thing now.
Yeah. So do we.
That's it. That's them positive reviews starting to dwindle now. He's not getting it for free.
Yeah. Damn right.
And what about yourself, Rich? Besides obviously promoting the green vinyl, anything exciting?
I had an absolutely beautiful Christmas and New Year, and I've just been focusing on work. First gig back this Saturday now, up in Leicester, the Firebug. But yeah, we've just been kind of planning 2024. Really, me and Kerry, our manager, has been at loggerheads. Where to go, what to achieve this year. So it's like, yeah, it's going really good. We're just looking at recording studios and things like that now. So yeah, getting ready for album 2 now, I guess. So yeah.
So is that going to be recorded and released in 2024 or?
Want it to be. Definitely.
Okay.
To be fair, though, I mean, Kerry could start a fight in an empty room, couldn't he? So
he's an angry-looking fellow sometimes, man.
He's a grumpy clown. He
is perfect too. But yeah, honestly though, like me and him are like best friends. I'm like a freaking son at the moment. I spend a lot. I've literally just been over his house now because he handles all our merch and all the rest of it. So I've been over in our van to go pick the merch up ready for Saturday because like tomorrow I'm busy. Friday night we're practicing. Saturday we gig in, and Sunday back early hour Sunday, and then there's like not much time back in work Monday. So it's like, oh man, it's a killer. But yeah,
rock and roll lifestyle.
Talking of vans.
Go on.
I've got a serious question for you guys.
Oh, guys,
have you got insurance sorted on your stuff?
Get fucked, Lou.
Because you saw what happened to Mother Vulture the other week.
Yeah.
Who had no insurance, which I found unbelievable.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Please explain.
Please explain in there, Paul.
Sorry.
I was just going to say that's a good way to dob them in.
I
thought the insurance companies aren't listening to this.
Well, they got the money back on a crowdfund, but it happened, and I was at Fuel just before New Year, and I was talking to some of the guys who were saying like Adam from Blind Divide, who was saying, I pay £3 a month to insure my guitars. I don't understand why they haven't got it. It's not criticism, it's naivety, but
Yeah.
I don't understand why, because their van got robbed. They lost everything.
Wow.
We actually had this conversation where we went to Edinburgh last year, and we were probably carrying £15,000 worth of stuff in the back of the van. We had like literally all our guitars, everybody's guitars. Adam's amp head on its own is worth £4,000. My drum kit is like £6,000. So that's £10,000 just in 2 instruments there, and you're like, oh my god, like this is ridiculous. So yeah, we have actually, but brings up another point for me, right? Do you agree with crowdfunders?
Ooh.
And this isn't a goal to anybody whatsoever, but should people have to be paying for their albums? Should people have to be paying for gear from a van? And again, that's not a criticism whatsoever.
Yeah, but nobody has to do this, or I
no, nobody has to. No, but
are you saying if the band's circumstances were different, someone else should be paying for it?
No.
Are you saying
I'm a believer.
They shouldn't be asking other people to help them out.
I'm a believer in this is what I want to do. I shouldn't be asking other people for money myself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm not really a fan of it, to be honest. I understand that it's really hard to get £20,000 to record an album and do PR right for it and all the rest of it. I totally understand that. But should the fans really have to pay for that? Do you know what I mean?
Don't know. If you're getting the album up front, you're still getting the album. And obviously no one's forced or coerced into it. I don't see an issue with it, really.
No, I agree. I just wanted to ask as well. I agree. I don't think there's any right answer with it, but yeah. I mean, for me, like, from my own band perspective, like, I don't want my fans paying for my music. You know what I mean? I want to have.
I never used to.
Worked hard for that.
Yeah, you do now.
Is it the same thing as having a Patreon, though?
Is it what, Timon?
Is it not the same thing as just having a Patreon?
I think it is.
You're not just doing the same thing. So if you've got someone paying a monthly subscription to yourself, then that's just the same as a crowd.
It's similar, but if you crowdfund an album, you are paying for the album up front, then they've got the money for it, then they can record it. But there is a chance, obviously, you're not going to like that album. But you usually get sweeteners with a T-shirt as well. I've only done it once.
But you can say that about any album you're going to go and buy anyway.
True.
Can't you?
Well, in this day and age, you can listen to it in full before you spend your money, can't you?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
I don't mind, like, pledge. I think there's a difference. So the pledge, like Fury's last album, I pledged for their Superfan package, which got a T-shirt, a hoodie, the vinyl, the CD. I got 3 signed posters, etc., and it was a decent package. But I knew what I was getting when I pledged for it. I think there's a difference between that and saying we need a new van, and the only way we're going to be able to get it is if everyone pays for it to help us get around, which some bands have done. And I think it's your decision as to whether or not you want to put money in to support that band or not, and that's down to you to whether you put something in where you might not get anything out of it. The interesting thing is that there's quite a lot of social media noise at the moment about Wintersun, who are just completed their 2nd or 3rd album, whatever it is, Time 2, I think. They've done 5 crowdfunders in the past couple of years, including one that built the bloody band's studio. So there's a lot of social media flack about that. So that's worth just looking at.
And I mean, and that's the thing. If you got like £20,000-30,000 there, and I'd be great if you can get that type of money. You know what I mean? Like, but should the fans really have to pay for that, or should it be there like it used to be there when we all used to buy CDs from HMV and this, that, and the other? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a conversation I just thought I'd bring up. That's all. Because we've had this conversation within the band, and like, and a few of us are like, "Oh, why not crowdfunding?" And others are like, "No, like there's no way." There's, I'm more with the thing of fans don't need to pay me to make an album. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's my hobby, it's my sort of, thing, and that's what I want to do. This is why, I'm not going to ask somebody else to, give the money to buy new gear or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You still, when you print that vinyl, that green vinyl, you're not giving that away, are you? You still want to charge for that, which is right.
Yeah. But I mean, like, we've already spent £2,500 in buying that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
of our own money, that we've earned through the band and all the rest of it. Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like things have changed now from what they used to be, and I'm a very old school type of guy. So
I suppose. Go on. I said back in the day, you'd have gigged, sold some t-shirts, sold some CDs.
Yeah.
The money from that would then go to fund whatever you want to do next, whether that be build a studio, buy some gear, buy a van, do the next album, and then you gig, more money, and that funds the next thing. Where what you're saying is these other bands are just asking for the money up front without doing the hard work, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But they do the hard work afterwards.
Are they?
Well, if you don't get your album, then obviously you're entitled to a refund, obviously. But
yeah.
I just an inquisitive question for you, also.
Yeah. Can you keep them to yourself? It's 7:30 at night on a Wednesday. Save them for a Sunday afternoon in a pub.
I think.
What about you,
Rich? To be honest, Rich, you said it probably right at the beginning. It's each to their own. There's no right answer, is there?
No, not really. No, but I just everybody's gonna think differently on it. You know what I mean? Like, like I said, I understand where are people gonna pull £20,000 to do an album properly from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm in that position myself, but you know what I mean. Like, it's like, I just don't agree with paying for other people's music. Sometimes it's like, this isn't the way it was intended.
Simon, have you paid for anything recently?
Let's see. No. Haircut.
Straight to date.
Yeah. If I can get away with it. Well, I have actually. I bought a new bike. I bought new trainers, new goggles, all that type of shit. But
how many bikes have you got
Christmas
now?
Presents. 4.
Jesus, man.
But one's inside, one's road, and I've got 2 racing bikes. But one's going to get sold.
All right.
So I bought a new one to sell the old one.
So you didn't crowdfund it?
No. I wish I had done now.
Maybe next year when you get your 5th bike.
Yeah. When I want me 10 grander, I'll get the crowd to pay for that one.
Nice.
Yeah, those road bikes don't come cheap.
No, I can't give anything back though. That's the problem.
Will you sign a photograph for me?
Yeah, if you want. Of me being sweaty crossing the finish line. Yeah, go for it. Other than that, I've done absolutely fuck all. Apart from training, working, and listening to podcasts with absolutely ones with no music in. They're my favourite ones at the minute. After the Christmas deluge of albums I had to listen to, I needed a break. So apart from the 3 albums we've had to listen to for this podcast, I've listened to absolutely no music whatsoever.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it did my fucking head in that them Christmas 80 albums we had to go through.
Don't say that, they'll be listening.
Listen, nothing wrong with the recording, but it's had to listen to a load of crap music.
We did.
And some good, but mostly crap.
Right,
they're right back on it though, aren't they? I think they've already put 2 out this year, haven't they?
Yeah, they've had 2.
Yeah, not messing around them boys.
YouTube.
I had a request paid this week.
You did. Yeah,
I'm going to start sending them old man requests every week now, just to piss them off.
It could be a new segment. The old man requests an old song.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep bombarding them with Magnum songs.
Oh God!
Right.
Only Magnum I likes covered in chocolate on a fucking wooden stick.
You
I saw
wait. Next
Magnum.
time it'll be the new album.
It can't be. I thought we might give like new up and coming bands.
You were lucky I didn't give you Hawkwind last year.
I think I want to listen to it. And if I could have looked at it and gone, I just know that's going to be crap.
Go on, let's get down to it. We're talking about music. Let's go for Paul's choice first.
Okay. And I thought I would mix it up a bit because we've had a varied selection through. I mean, Neil's done black metal and stoner, basically. So I thought this is going to really set the cat amongst the pigeons, or the fox amongst the pigeons, or whatever it is, the fox amongst the chickens. I don't know. I always get my metaphors mixed up. So I picked Saviour and Firestar, which came out in the autumn last year. It's a pure power metal album. It's music that brings a smile to your face. You can't take it seriously in any way except the seriousness of the quality of the musicianship. It's got roots in speed metal, the quality going back to the kind of Halloween, Gamma Ray, Running Wild, that kind of early 80s, late mid 80s stuff, the noise, German noise label. Unsurprisingly, they're a German band because Germany just rules the world when it comes to power metal, which is probably because they're probably stuck in about 1986, aren't they, over there? It's big, it's anthemic, it's bombastic, it's totally over the top. They've done 13 albums prior to this in 20 odd years. And they continue to produce albums which are just ludicrously funny and high tempo, and the drumming is phenomenal. I think it's upbeat. It's fantastical in lyrical content because some of the stuff is just absolutely ridiculous, but it's not serious, and it just makes me smile and feel good. And when I'm driving and this is on, I'm really driving along with a smile. The song that I picked, there was only one choice I could pick, and that is In the Realm of Heavy Metal.
In the realm of heavy metal.
Metal.
It's all metal, baby.
Metal!
There we go.
Perfectly done it. Perfectly. I'll go first. I don't often get into the realms of power metal. It often reminds me of show tunes, but I quite like this. It can be fast, it can be heavy. I've got speed metal written down in my notes as well, but the vocals always do bring it back to power metal. And I was dripping and covered in cheese, but I didn't turn it off. I've listened to it about 4 or 5 times. It's not bad. I'm quite happy with it, to be honest.
I'll go next.
You go next.
I'm not a fan of power metal, right? But this blew me away, man. I was listening to this in work by myself, right? I was in an office listening to this by myself, writing notes and this, that, and the other. And In the Realm of Heavy Metal came on, and I was like, oh my God, I am a pirate on a ship, just coursing the ocean. I was like, yes, I'm in this song. Like. But yeah, the whole album is just awesome. Like, really, really good. And I'm not a fan. You know what I mean? Like, but
no.
Honest God, blew me away. I'm genuinely, really, really surprised.
Yeah, if it wasn't for listening to, if I was at Bloodstock and these came on, I would walk away. Until I have now heard this, and I would walk towards.
Yeah.
So.
I would actually go and see him now just to experience the whole sort of, epic.
So miserable, Simon.
I'm glad you mentioned Halloween because I love Halloween. And it does remind me a lot of Halloween. In fact, iTunes, when you play the album after it, the first song after it was Eagle Fly Free by Halloween.
Yep.
Eagle Fly Free.
So the only difference is Halloween particularly on Keeper of the Seven Keys albums, are a lot better band than Iron Savior. It's not bad. It's not crap. It's not great. I've listened to it. I don't know if it's just me, but there's nothing to sing along to it.
Oh, come on. Even in that one track, Paul's pick. Come on.
Listen, I'm just letting you know. Don't jump down my throat, boys, because you all enjoyed it.
No. We are entitled to disagree with you and put you in your place.
I genuinely, there's nothing like for me to sing along to. There's nothing that catchy at all. I wasn't bored. It's just I wasn't blown away either.
Oh,
it was just
Mask, Cloak and Sword. Mask, Cloak and Sword. You could learn the chorus in one drive. Honestly, it's amazing.
That's what I found myself doing, though. I was singing about myself. I was walking down the street singing in the Brown Heavy Metal. I was like, what the hell? Like, honestly, God, crazy.
Hey, listen, I'll accept that it's not bad from Simon, considering some of the scathing shit I got.
That's true. That is very true. Yeah.
I'll take that.
I'd say, but I think German power metal is like it's like their version of really bad Euro pop as well.
You've got a slight point, but not from it's not poppy.
But it is cheesy when it starts off. It just makes it makes you do that with your eyebrow.
It's definitely cheesy.
It's cheesy.
It is cheesy. Yeah.
But that's the box you have to tick.
But does that mean it's good just because it's cheesy? I mean, it's good.
Like Paul said in the beginning, you have to appreciate the musicianship. To be that cheesy and sound that good.
Cheesy and good.
Do sound good.
I love it, man, honestly.
There's no power metal box that's not ticked. It's all there, isn't it?
Yeah. Excellent.
A Halloween power metal.
It depends what era you listen to, but I'd say mainly.
I just always thought Halloween were thrash.
What, Keepers thrash?
No.
Well, you can.
Or like I said ages ago, just metal.
Walter Jericho sat under the speed metal.
Definitely. And I'd stand by that statement now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say you're very much. They're almost an exact copy of Blind Guardian, who I think are the best German power metal band around. But Blind Guardian do much more varied stuff. If you've seen them headlining at Wacken, there's 100,000 singing along to the Bard's song or something, which is astonishing. 100,000 Germans all singing pure English to a song that's based in bloody Rivendell or something, It's Simon, you'd love it.
It's just magical, isn't it? It's just magical, isn't it? Look.
It's magical and happy. That's why Simon doesn't like it.
Yeah. That's why I picked it, because it's happy.
It made me happy.
Great week.
No argument with that. Made me happy.
Well, there we go then.
Next up, Neil.
Okay, well, I will bring to the table Ritual King and the Infinite Mirror. I first found these guys at a Doom vs. Stoner in Sheffield in 2018, I think. Now, I know it's not metal, but I do love this. I was blown away in 2018, and I still have that same feeling about this band now. They are a guitar-led three-piece, psychedelic, fuzzy even, stoner rock band from Manchester who released this album late in 2023. They have a knack for a groovy tune, and on this release, they have a knack for a long tune also, just to keep Tommy Dickfingers over there happy. The track I have chosen is Wells Divide. I think this perfectly displays the collective talents of Dan, Gareth, and Jordan perfectly.
Dan, Gareth, and Jordan. Listen, you're name checking everybody in the band like that, you mate.
There's only three of them. Just because you've got no mates, you don't know how to treat people.
Jesus Christ. Hiya, lads, did you hear the review? I said them to go to games. I didn't want to miss anybody out. Give me a free ticket. Fucking hell.
Oh, you're such a dick.
Fucking made me sick.
Right, I've got a cut
Just
on.
wait till we get to mine. I'm going to mention everybody else's name. That's see if I get something off them.
If you can remember them all.
Well, that's a challenge.
Right, so what did you guys think of Ritual King? Anybody?
Somebody.
Anybody?
Neil, you meant to say someone go first.
Oh, it's all down to me, is it?
I'll go first, shall I?
Yeah.
I knew of this band because I'd reviewed their EP Earthrise back in 2018, and I think they were on Planets Collide Records then. They're now on Ripple Music, so they've got a bit of support behind them.
Mhm.
And Ripple Music is kind of home for the kind of stoner sledge, that kind of music. This album is just brilliant. It just it takes a while to get into, and you've got to be able to give it the time. You can't put it on when you're driving unless you're on a long journey. You can't put it on when you're lying in bed because you'll fall asleep because it's so trippy, which I did several times. And at first, it wasn't really getting underneath the fingernail, so to speak. But then the last but one track, I think it's called Tethered, and it's 11 and a half minutes long. And it is just fantastic. It just goes on a journey and you follow a little bit and it calms down and then it picks up again. And I think I played it 3 times in a row. And I just think, for a 3-piece, I think it's fabulous. There we are.
Yes.
Rich?
Fair
play. So when I looked at the album on Spotify, I was like, 5 songs, 45 minutes long. What the hell is this? But
torture.
I thought right, I'd check it out, man. I was like, I love that type of music, you know. But for me, I think the songs are just too long, and I prefer other stuff of theirs. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I like that. I like that desert sound sort of thing.
Mhm.
But I don't know. It was just too long for me. You know what I mean?
Right. So you do know this stuff. You're aware of the earlier.
Yeah. We were I think we were due to play with them a while ago. But we never did. It might have been COVID time. I'm not sure. Because they were playing HRHs, we were playing HRHs, and I think we were due to play with them at one point. But yeah, other stuff that I've heard that is shorter and more up my street then, so to speak. But yeah, I didn't dislike it. You know what I mean? Like I liked it. I'm not into like 10-minute long songs and this, that, and the other. Like,
well, we all know that Simon loves a long song, don't we?
Done well, I do. Yeah. Well, like Richard said, the songs are too long. The album feels like they got together and just started jamming, and then after 8 minutes they went, just press stop. We've played around with that riff for 8 minutes. Just press stop. That'll be song 1. What should we do for song 2? I've got half an idea. Go on then, knock it out. Guitarist will start, drums will kick in. Yeah, I've got some lyrics. I'll just put some lyrics here. Knock it out with another 9 minutes. Yeah, bang, that'll do. Have we got there? We've got 4 songs. One more. 40, we're going to get to 45 minutes. Or make it a 9-minute. Any ideas? Here's a riff I did back in school. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off they go, jamming away. That is how every song feels. However, I fucking loved it.
Such a villain.
Is this what you class as stoner rock?
Yeah, it's a bit more psych rock, but yeah, you and your genres.
It's really good. Really, really, really good. Again, like I said about another band last podcast, I could play in this band.
No, you couldn't.
Do you know what I mean? I could.
No, you couldn't.
I could easily. So could Rich. Easily.
Oh yeah, Rich could.
They're only jamming. So you could go and do anything.
They're one of the tightest bands I've ever seen live.
Yeah. But like Paul said, Tethered is a fucking masterpiece. What a fucking song that is. That I didn't realise it was 11 minutes long, but the last I think the last 4 or 5 minutes of that, where it kind of changes the song changes a little bit. It's fucking brilliant. I mean, they might be jamming along, but they've got some brilliant riffs and some brilliant grooves going on in that. I absolutely loved it. Really, really loved it.
If a band can just sit there and jam and come out with that on a first attempt, you've got to admit that is incredible. Also, which I don't think it is.
If it is,
I don't think it is.
No.
I don't think it was that intended. I think I'm being a bit flippant with our start.
Are you, Simon? Are you?
But some of the songs are too long. I mean, I think I messaged you all when you said it's only 5 songs long, and I looked at it and I fucking averaged it out about 9 minutes a song.
Yeah,
isn't it? But over 45 minutes, like so. Yeah, but I think put it on while you're doing something, and you'll just get lost in it. Totally, really, really good album. And again, Tethered, amazing.
So I've started the year off with a success, and I did not choose this to try and get a success. I just chose it because I really like it.
Yeah, well, you brought some Stoner last year, and it was fucking awful.
Which one did I bring last year? Oh,
Molasses.
It's not awful. You're such a
It is. And what was that one? They came from Mars and saw the planet.
That was me.
Yeah,
that was me.
Yeah.
They watch us.
Well, that's along the same lines, and that's fucking awful as well.
So Neil has peaked already.
Sorry for listening.
I have peaked. That could be the last one for all year.
Well, it will be if you go after that Black Day. You'll be going, oh, that's a good band. That's a good band.
He's going to bring Black Braid 3 back for you, Simon.
Please don't.
You'd be surprised.
Might just be ill for that one.
You might be surprised who I'm talking to on that night for getting them on podcast, but we'll see.
Who?
Never mind. So
don't bring a band on I've slagged off. Mind you, we've got one coming up, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Oh, God. I'm glad we're not in the same room.
You weren't that bad about them, actually.
No.
They won't listen.
So yeah, Rich, go on, Rich. What have you brought for us?
So this is my album of the year for last year, actually. So Elegant Weapons. Wow. So yeah, Horns for the Halo. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It's like I said earlier on about I'm old school there. So it's just an old school sound, and it sounds so fresh. Yeah, it sounds amazing, and the drums in it for me are just the tits. Really, really enjoyed it. Seen them at Steelers Festival, and wild, man. They were brilliant. You were there, Paul?
Yeah, I was in the photo pit. Yep.
Yeah. Really, really good. Really, really good. They just came on and just owned it, you know what I mean? And obviously, I'd listened to the album before then for stuff as I'm playing rock and this and the other, and I was just gobsmacked. Amazing. We listened to it in the van every single gig.
Oh wow.
Every time Adam's like, I gotta buy this on vinyl.
I bet he hasn't yet, has he?
No, he hasn't. No. But yeah, what do you think, Neil?
I thought it was a bit dull. I've got no qualms of anybody's musicianship in the band at all, in any way, shape, or form. Obviously, Richard Faulkner. I was stood next to Simon. For 3 seconds before he ran down the front. But Bloodstock was it to the first Bloodstock that Priest headlined? Never really been much of a Priest fan. But a mate of mine, Chris, also he's a massive Richard Faulkner fan, and all the months leading up, Chris Major, I know you're listening, Chris. The months listening up, it was before Bloodstock. He was just going on how incredible this guy is. He gets to Bloodstock, lights come down. He comes out in a leather onesie, aviators on, foot on the monitor, and I'm going, "You better be good." 2 tracks, yeah, it's good. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. You can carry that off, pal. Well done. But yeah, it's not same again. I didn't hate it. A festival, I wouldn't walk away, but yeah, don't blow me away. To be honest.
Fair. Paul, what about you?
I like it. I mean, the lineup's amazing. You've got Faulkner on guitar. You've got Ronnie Romero on vocals, who stood in for Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. And on the album, you've got Rex Brown playing bass and Scott Travis playing drums. So it's a bloody supergroup anyway.
I didn't know the last two. I did not know the last two. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Scott
so when
Davis, man,
like a
built this world.
yeah.
I like it now. I like it. Here we go. I've always liked them.
Neil's on the roundabout again.
I've loved them since the 70s.
I mean, they're a mix, aren't they? There's a bit of Hendrix in there. There's a bit of Priest. There's a bit of Sabbath. There's some Ozzy. There's some Black Label. So it's a bit flashy with the guitar work, which is what you'd expect. I mean, let's be fair.
Expect I want. Yeah.
I mean, Faulkner had open heart surgery about 2 years ago, didn't he? Over in the States, you know, he collapsed and I think he had an aortic aneurysm, which was minutes away from carking it. So to be able to come back and play that. The only issue I've got with this is Ronnie Romero used 2 of my photos from Steelhouse and put them on his bloody Facebook page and didn't credit me. So, and they do a decent version of Lights Out as well, which is a cracking track.
They do, yeah.
And
100%.
there's not many bands that do. I mean, he's never going to match Schenker for the solo, because Schenker's a god in my eyes. But it's a good version. So yeah, I like it.
But again, I was going to say I forgot to say my my single, my hot pick or whatever it was called, "Dirty Pig," and I heard the lyrics for that. I was like, "What the hell, you dirty pig!"
Well, in that case, I will play that now.
Yes.
Let's pretend there's some music on.
One day we'll get you to dance along, Simon. We'll get you into the spirit of this.
Simon, what did you think, man?
It starts off well. It's decent. I'm a little bit in Neil's camp, to be honest with you. As the more the album went on, it just felt a bit samey towards the end. Yeah. Maybe a second and third listen, I'd warm up to it a bit more. But yeah, for me, it was just all right. It was just all right. It wasn't. It didn't blow me away, but a lot like the first band, whatever they were called, the power metal band. It's just all right. And again, I don't think there's anything to sing along to. There's not. For me, I love like something big anthems that you can, you know, put your headphones on and sing along to. It's just not there for me.
You see, on that,
you wasn't singing "Dirty Pig" then.
No, I wasn't.
there is sing-along bits on that album.
That's what I mean. I'll totally honest, I've only heard it once, so it was the first one I listened to as well. So,
cool.
So maybe a second listen, but it wasn't. It wasn't shit. I mean, I didn't hate it. There's been albums I've put on and I fucking loathe them from about 5 seconds in.
Yeah, we know that, all right.
Yeah. But like I said, again, like you said, if they were at a festival or playing, I'd certainly watch them.
Oh, I'd certainly watch them.
Is the guitarist in this the one that plays for Priest? Then is that what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I don't know that guy's name.
You're supposed to be a fan. You, Jesus Christ!
Listen, I know KK Downing, Glenn Tipton, and Rob Alford. Anyone else in that band, I don't fucking.
Well, there's only one of them in it now.
Well, there you go then. That's all I care about.
But you didn't care. You were excited.
Yeah, I loved it.
I think the only reason I picked this album was because, like, we don't hear music like this anymore. Like, we don't hear music like that much anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's a flash of the old school. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's not like, you know, it's not. There's new, modern elements.
I think there is a lot more like this now. To be honest with you, I do
actually as well.
Yeah, I think this is kind of coming back, this type of thing. So, and if it's like the show number 1 and you've come on, Rich, and you said, listen to this album, I'd be in your camp. I'd be going, yeah. But I think after doing a few of these shows and hearing the albums these guys are bringing me all the time, I am hearing more and more of this type of stuff. I think this and what sort of a band?
You're thinking of Tail Gunner, aren't you?
Tail Gunner, yeah. I think them two together, that'd be a good night for somebody, not me, but for someone, you know.
I agree with it, but I just think like like that when you think of like modern like rock music and this and the other, like Bring Me the Horizon and stuff like that, like it's nothing like that.
It's nothing like that. No.
Thank God.
Thank God also.
Fucking hell. Yeah. Oh my God. Don't get me started on that shit.
Again, we've been there.
I should have picked Bring Me the Horizon, man.
No, you shouldn't.
If you just want to see some miserable northerner rant about shit music, then yeah.
I definitely wanted to see that. I definitely.
Well, when you do the second album, bring me something like that. Bullet for My Valentine. Bring Me the Horizon.
We're gonna all these
Trivium. Oh, fucking turd! All of it, just fucking horrible. I can't stand them bands.
I think you're right. There is a kind of reaction to the kind of modern metal that is out there now, where there are so many bands that are. I mean, we saw it with the Christmas shows with the guys from the Monster Shop, where a lot of the stuff that they picked. I mean, that band End, which was just shouty, angry people, and
is that the guy with the dustbins?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there is a kind of backlash to that in terms of people are going back to the 80s and are picking up those influences.
And let's play music.
Yeah.
And sooner or later, we're going to get a good band.
I always like a band with a real singer. I'm not a fan of this like
agreed
rah shit. You know what I mean? Like I like it now and again. I love Pantera, one of my favorite bands. You know what I mean? Like but he can sing. You know what I mean? Like
who can sing? Phil Anselmo?
He could.
He could. He can't anymore.
He can't anymore.
He just likes walking around stage pretending he's world hardest man now.
You mean now? He's always done that.
Yeah, I know. Singing because he's in so much. Oh, don't get me started.
Looks like Down are bringing out a new album, though.
I believe so. Yeah. We'll see how well that goes down.
I've seen Kirk Weinstein working on a new Down album, so that'd be cool. I'm a big fan of that Down, man. I love Down.
Yeah, Nola's a classic.
You're the one, are you?
No, Down.
I should have brought him Down as well then.
Well, now you know what I don't like.
Yeah.
It's easier to pick what you do. It's easier to pick what you don't like than what you do because that's a minimum.
Oh yeah,
choice.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Before we move on, I've got a question. Rich said he saw Elegant Weapons at Steelhouse, but I saw Rich at 12 o'clock on the Sunday.
Oh dear.
And he was in no fit state to bloody go to the toilet, let alone go to the main stage.
I was like, the whole goddamn festival.
So you did actually make it there, did you?
Yeah, Saturday, me and Pete. Me and Pete.
Of course, he made it there.
Well, I never saw him in the arena. I never saw him in the arena. I just saw him upside down a few times. So.
Well, that was definitely Saturday night was definitely an upside down day, but so much so I don't even know if I'm day or night.
Sorry, Neil.
He made it there because he's a fucking drummer, and we never let the team down. That's why.
Straight, man. Damn straight. Yeah, the powerhouse.
That's why everybody needs us.
Moving on, Neil, quick.
Simon, I believe you have a classic for us, and I think this time you've actually got a classic instead of the dog shit you brought before.
Yeah, well, do you know when we called this Miserable Metal Mind and we aimed it at myself? I think we're all pretty much the same for how much we hate things. You two are that miserable on the stuff I'm bringing, and I'm as miserable on the stuff you two are bringing. So I don't think it's just me that's miserable here.
I think it might change for this one.
Yep. Absolute classic by Megadeth. I thought it was time to roll out the big guns. Peace sells, but who's buying? Love it. Yeah, all right. I've not brought peace cells. No. It was going to be peace cells. Rust in Peace. Absolute classic album, start to finish. The track I've picked is the last one, which is Rust in Peace. 2 reasons. I think it's the song that not everybody listens to on the album. I think when you listen to this album, I think you're probably going to get to song 6 or 7. And if you stop the car to get out, I think you're not going to go back to the album. I think you might just carry on. I think it's the least heard out song on the album, unless it's on mix. Secondly, is the drums on this album. And seeing as Rich is here, the drums on this, not this, just the album, but this song in particular, are fucking tremendous. And if you listen carefully, I like to think that Matt Sorum robbed this drum fill at the beginning for You Could Be Mine. If you listen, so Nick Menza plays single notes, dum-dum, dum-dum, like that, and then the roll, where Matt Sorum plays single notes on You Could Be Mine. So some homework for you all there, listeners. Listen to this and go and listen to You Could Be Mine. If you've never heard this album, it's fucking a masterpiece in thrash metal. In particular, song number 1 is, I think it's in my top 5 metal songs ever. You would have heard song number 2 at various nights out and festivals, which is Hangar 18. So yeah, Megadeth, Rust in Peace. Neil, play the song.
Now!
When you listen to You Could Be Mine, it's...
So yeah, come on then. What do we all think of Simon's choice? Well, I'll go first then.
Rich,
I'll go first. I love Megadeth. I always had the first 3 albums, so not including this one, as my favourite. But I've gone back to this more in the past 10, 15 years. And yeah, I have to agree. It's a monster. It's massive. It's fantastic. There's a couple on the other albums you could say, you can skip that track. There's nothing to be skipped on here. Yeah, I really, when we messaged and you chose this track, I really, really thought you were going to go for Tornado of Souls. That's got you written all over it with the drumming. But then again, like you said, I suppose every track has so.
Yeah, the drumming on the whole album is just... Nick Menza's a fucking monster on this album.
Yeah.
As are Dave Mustaine, Dave Ellison, and Marty Friedman. I've name checked the whole band there, Neil. Just
and Dave's going to send you a free ticket all the way straight away.
No problem. Well, I did see them because Pantera supported them on this tour. If anybody saw them at the Apollo, but I saw them at the Apollo, and we were outside waiting to be picked up. Me, my mate Colin, Andy, and these are school friends, so they're not my friends anymore, obviously, because I've grown up and become miserable. I was all right back then. And Megadeth came out at the door we were waiting at. The coach pulled up,
wow.
They came out, and there was about 10 of us, and all of us got to, meet them, shake their hands, and say, nice one, thanks for that. See you later, as they jumped on the coach and fucked off. So there you go.
Nice.
Another reason I love it so much, I think.
All right, so you reckon that's swayed you as well? Okay.
I don't think so. Really, it's a fucking banger, isn't it?
It is.
It is. I was thinking about this today. I think it's better. Bold statement coming up here, so strap yourselves in.
Drum roll.
For their 4th album, if you put it up against other people's 4th albums, like another club. Actually, I'm in this club on Facebook, then I think it's better than Justice for All this.
Oh.
Don't know how everybody else feels about that, but if you're putting them up against Metallica, I think this is probably one of the few times they actually bested Metallica.
I can't. I'd have to think about that for a long time before I can answer that.
You think about that, Paul? What did you think of the album?
Well, I fucking hate Megadeth. I hated this album. I hated this album. This one. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that was quite good. No, I bloody love it. tell me an album that's got a better 2 opening tracks than this.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I know.
And I was thinking about this the other day because you've got hundreds of bands that have got really good 1-2s. Sepultura, even for me, like Rush have got brilliant on Moving Pictures, but this is just astonishing. I think Hangar 18, I think it's got 3 solos before there's a bloody word spoken.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like ridiculous. And if you put it on headphones and really listen to all the pieces that are going, it is just astonishing. Now, I still prefer Peace Sells,
right.
but that's mainly because Peace Sells was the first Megadeth album I bought. Obviously in 1986 when we bought, it was a shit year for music apart from that. But I would agree with you about And Justice for All. And the reason I would say that is because these songs are sharp, they're to the point, they're visceral, they're nasty, but they're also clinical. And I listened to And Justice for All this week because I've been trying to go back through some of the other Metallica stuff. And today I've actually listened to Load and half of Reload and had to stop. But I listened to And Justice for All the other day, and it's a long album. There's a lot of really long 9-minute songs on there. And the difference with that and this and Rest in Peace is that every Rest in Peace track is 4-5 minute tops. So it's bang, 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 bang. And there is nothing better than, for a thrash album, you want it to be short, sharp shocks for me. And that's what makes this such a great album, apart from the, as you said, the astonishing playing on it.
Yeah. And I think Holy Wars, which is track 1, I think that's probably the longest song, I think. But that, for me, is Megadeth's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes.
And it's just, I think it's their best song they've ever wrote. But I nearly went with Peace Sells as this month's album.
Yeah.
Because, like you, I really, really love Peace Sells as well. But whenever I hear someone mention the film The Conjuring, the next thing I always shout is, obey! Nobody gets the joke at all. You know, someone comes in work and went, I watched The Conjuring, and I'll quickly go, obey! But yeah, this and like I say, Holy Wars. I wish I'd have picked Holy Wars a little. I very nearly went for Holy Wars, but I think everyone would have heard that. Like I say, I just wanted to play Rust in Peace because I think to finish the album as well, it's fucking tremendous.
Rust in Peace, Polaris. Give it its proper name.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
Rich, what do you think?
I've been guilty of never giving Megadeth that time of day, really.
Oh wow!
Right.
Yeah, I've never actually been a massive Megadeth fan. I've always been more Slayer, Pantera, Metallica. I don't know. I obviously it's a classic album. I love the album, right? But yeah, I'm just like thinking of like Megadeth as a whole, really, which is not really giving them the thing. But yeah, it's a classic album. I really like the album. I'm just not the biggest fan of Megadeth.
Yeah.
You know, is that because of Mustaine? Is it the way he, not the way he plays, the way he acts?
I don't know. Like I'm thinking Nick Benson on this album is fucking outstanding. Like he's amazing. But and I'm not knocking the album. I've just never been a massive fan of Megadeth, really. You know what I mean? I don't know. Sometimes like I'm not a massive fan of Iron Maiden because like sometimes I think it's more like cheese, and I'm like, fuck.
Oh no, that's a bad review for album 2 coming up.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a classic, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like everybody loves this album. You know what I mean? Like, again,
excuse me.
Do you have an electric kit at home?
I got it right there, yeah.
Right, good man. Just honestly, put Holy Wars on and play along to it.
I know.
You will fucking love it. We tried, and I mean this, we tried our best to try and cover that song. A band I was in for a couple of years, me and my mates.
Yeah.
And we couldn't get the beginning bit right at all. But the
important part is the beginning.
Yeah, well, we just thought, could we just just merge two songs together? You know, so the bit where it kind of goes to the acoustic guitar in the middle, and we said, could we just come in with that bit when the drums come in with that? Maybe we could just add it onto another song, and everyone would be like, fucking hell, they're playing fucking Holy Wars. But alas, we didn't. The drummer kept fucking it up.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Nothing wrong with the guitarist. They nailed it from the off. Yeah.
I agree with you both that Rest in Peace is a better album.
Than Justice.
No, than Peace Sells.
Oh right.
Yeah. Is that what you said, or was that the other way around?
Other way around.
I think they're on the par. I think I'm with Paul here. I think Peace Sells is the first Megadeth album I got into as well. You could argue that Peace Sells has the more sing-along songs, I would say, but as a piece of work from beginning to end, Rust in Peace is a masterpiece. Where I can't try to think what song it is on Peace Sells. I think I always skip. I always think this feels like an album filler. This song.
Ooh, let's have a
It's
look.
probably I Ain't Superstitious, is it? Or...
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah. Well, you can't say it feels like an album filler. It is an album filler, isn't it? It's,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'd say the third album had some album fillers in it as well.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah,
It had some good songs. But then this album came out and it's just fucking brilliant.
Do you know what Paul was saying about the short, sharp songs, and that's making the album? That's the way I feel about Infinite Mirror. If the songs were shorter, I think the album would be far better.
But I'd argue against. So this is coming from someone that does like a long song. As long as you've got 45, 40 minutes of material, if you stop that song and then carry on playing the next song, I don't understand the difference between just carrying that song on. But each to their own. I'm not saying anybody's wrong.
Yeah, I like we've said in the past about other bands who I really can't remember the name of. So I'm not just forgetting them to forget them. I genuinely have forgot the bands. But we've had some 9-10 minute songs on some of them albums, and for me they're fucking dreadful. They don't go anywhere. Where Tethered, like we were talking about before, that builds to something.
It does have to go somewhere. Without a shadow. It has to take you. It has to take you as well. Yeah.
Where, and like say in the past, I don't know, Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 2, for example, it has not only has a narrative to it and a story, you can sing along to it. There's really good guitar solos in it.
Yeah.
It flows, the whole song flows, and that's 13 minutes long, Keeper of the Seven Keys, something like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that flows as a song, and that's 30 minutes. It never ever feels like it's a 13-minute song. Where I think Tethered was like that as well before. I listen, Rich. I'm all for fucking 3-4 minute bangers, mate. That's what I like. That's my jam. That's why I liked your album so much. You know what I mean? Get in, fucking in the face.
That's why you like Spice Girls so much.
The songs out. Yeah.
Is that one of the track names? Get in and get it in your face.
If it's not, it
they'll
is
see
now.
you
Yeah, no, I take your point. You can't. If you're going to do a long track, it's got to go all over the place. Certainly, it's got to be 3 tracks in that one track, basically.
Yeah, and some of this, like I was being serious about that though. Some of the songs, it does feel like they are jamming the songs out, but they just do it so fucking well. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I think there's a real skill to doing it. I mean, if you look at the more recent output from Maiden and Metallica, they are crammed full of 9-10 minute songs, and yet Maiden's best long song is probably, apart from Empire of the Clouds, which is not their best long song but their second longest song, I think, is Rime of the Ancient Mariner, which you can't argue is not a brilliant song. And it's an amazing builds song. You in, and it's longer than everything that they did on Senjutsu. And yet, if you listen to Senjutsu, there are at least 4 songs there. You go, when the hell is this going to end? Whereas Ancient Mariner it's a proper rolling story. It's got the ebbs and flows and everything else.
I think sometimes you, as a band, you'll hit a certain flow of how you're writing your song. So in the early days, if you're writing 7, 8, 9 minute songs and the good and the going somewhere, like Maiden would have done, Metallica with Puppets and a couple of songs on Justice. But when you stop writing that type of song, let's say you get to the Black Album, and all of a sudden the 5 minute long, the 4, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, I think is the longest on the Black Album. I think maybe a 7, but anyway, once you've stopped writing that, and then you're kind of thinking, should we do another 9 minutes like we used to do? It's hard to get back into that mindset of writing that creative thing where you've suddenly become a 4 or 5 minute song type of band.
Yeah,
maybe that's why some of Tool's songs we said a bit ago, they can go on a bit, but they're going somewhere and they're well written.
You always bring it back to Tool.
I don't. It's just an example. It's my one example.
Because he is one. Whoa! I just think bands write so shorter songs though because there's more money. You can, if a song's got 3 singles in it and it's a banging 9-minute song, they'd split it up into 3 different songs and earn more coin off it.
What, from streaming services?
Well, anything, innit? If say you've got like a banging 9-minute song, you split it in 3 ways, and you can call them part 1, 2, 3, and you can make a lot more money off it than what you can the one song.
Mm.
What did
I'm not into the part 1, part 2.
What about the Unforgiven? What about the Unforgiven?
Definitely, yeah. Well, there you go.
Exactly.
You've proven the point.
Exactly.
What did Ritual King actually release in advance of this album, Neil? Do you know?
Single wise,
yeah.
I don't recall anything actually.
Radio edit.
No, I don't think they've released anything. Although I don't tend to bother with singles. So.
Well, why don't you ask your mates, Chaz, Dave, and Bill? Well, that's good if you're such close friends. You're name checking them.
So, Rich, how many did you release before the album came out? Was it 3?
3, but yeah.
Was there pressure on you to release 3 albums? The 3 singles? Yeah.
3 singles, yeah. That's when we went to PR, they were like, right, you need 3 singles, you need this. And that's the way it was. That's what they wanted. That's that's what builds over the course of 3 or 4 months. You know what I mean? Like 6 weeks apart type, thing. Like you've got plenty of time to build into your album then. Like and especially like from our perspective of nobody knew us. You know what I mean? Like we had to build from like from the beginning and then build up, and then but come like January when we released the album, we had like a sold out show and this, that, and the other, and blah blah blah, and it was amazing. You know what I mean? Like one of the things I'll always tell bands, or newer bands who were like, I love you guys, blah blah blah. Like, how do you do your album? I always say to them, you've got to take a chance, boys. You've got to take a chance, because none of us know how these songs are going to be received or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like I said earlier on about bands spending like £20,000 on this, that, and the other. Like, it's a massive, massive investment. You know what I mean? Yeah. But take our chance. See where life takes you. You know what I mean? Like it's done really well for us. So I can't argue whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, and like I said, what I was saying about earlier on about the old school sort of method and what you expect, or what you used to expect, to what you expect now, is I don't think things were predetermined as to what singles you were going to release and this, that, and the other, and how many you had to have to build a following, and everything is more sort of organized, but not in a particularly organic way to a certain extent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, no, like I said, like when we had our first sort of our first PR meetings and all the rest of it, they told us you got to have 3 singles if you want to build your name. That's what you got to do. And at that time we were signed to a record label, and oh, I'm fucking so glad I got off now.
Oh wow!
But at that time, we were sent to a record label, and then we got off the record label, and then we were like, fuck, we got an album here that we've spent fucking loads of money on. What do we do with it? So in that respect, it was nice to have the guidance from other people who knew how to release albums.
Yeah.
So we were tasked with, like 3 singles, this, that, and the other, and this, that, and the other. So yeah, and I mean, like, you look at like South of Salem now, just going to release that album this week now. The 4 singles right there. You look at Florence Black. 2 weeks now, their album's coming out, Paul. 2 weeks. February?
second of Feb, I think.
Yeah. 4 singles from that album, because it builds, it sells. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, everything is about selling nowadays.
Oh, it's always about money. Always has been, hasn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Bands have got to sell to be able to put the money into the road and all the rest of it. And book tours and this, that, and the other. But yeah, I'm so glad what happened with our album and all the rest of it, because we put a lot of effort into that, and I think we've reaped the rewards. So happy days.
Good.
All good.
Good.
Fingers crossed for album 2. Yeah.
Are you doing a tour on that, or do you just play local, or do you play all over the country, or is it just get handpicked on festivals? How does that work for you?
We were playing local before the album, and I think we've probably got three Welsh dates this year now. So it's just about.
What about the people who don't like going to Wales?
Happy days, they can see us in England or Scotland. we haven't been over to Ireland yet, so maybe that will come. Fingers crossed.
So there will be a full UK tour.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's what's
going on like a.
Let us know. That's what I'm getting at. Let us know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Fingers
Kerry
crossed.
Won't let you have a freebie,
comes out. No, definitely not. Definitely.
Kerry won't let you have a freebie. You'll have to pay for the ticket.
Yeah,
listen. I'm happy to pay. It's just people like paying for me. I don't know why.
You drive, I'll come with you.
Again.
But your Welsh states
anything to add? Anything to add?
Aren't they? Your Welsh states are spread, aren't they? Sorry, Neil. Your Welsh states
Yeah.
aren't like all in one venue. They're all. I mean, you're playing Station 8. You're headlining the festival.
Woohoo!
Which one?
Station 18 down in Swansea in May.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got the Patriot in March. We've actually got another big one to be released in March, which is a good support slot for us. We couldn't really turn it down, but I can't talk about that at the moment. And then we got again.
Who else is playing at the Patriot in March? We can just look
it's
not playing at the Patriot.
It's not on the Patriot side.
All right.
You might have mentioned him though.
Is
the Patriot the shit one you don't like, Paul?
No.
Ooh.
I'm the in-house photographer at the Patriot. Of course
I got.
Oh, he loves that one, right? Which is the one you don't like, then?
I don't know.
I'm gonna cut it out, so don't say it.
I don't know. All those Bristol ones, yeah.
Yeah.
You've always said I'm a Bristol now.
I just don't think their venues are that good, especially when they're full.
So I'm just trying to give Neil some extra work.
Yes, he bloody well is.
So I've got one other thing to raise.
Go on, lad.
So you might have seen yesterday that Joey Vera left Merciful Fate.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a certain bassist who Rich and I are friends with, who has had the most amazing bit of internet support in terms of, I've never seen it with a band before, so Becky was picked by King Diamond at Bloodstock in 2022.
I was there
to support, to step in for Joey Vera when they were playing their American tour in the autumn of 2022 because Joey was out on tour with Armored Saint, which is one of his other bands. So Becky went over and she had trip of a lifetime, amazing opportunity, and I did a quick interview with her for Metal Talk, which was really cool because it was amazing just to listen to her experiences. I've never seen an internet reaction like yesterday and today where Merciful Fate announced that Joey is standing down, and with the exception of one doofus, every other comment was, you need to get Becky in because we've seen it. Yeah. And it wasn't just from like her mates over here who like Fury.
No.
It was from the people who had seen her play with Merciful Fate and King Diamond in the States in 2022. And I just thought, if there is any God or any kind of justice, she'll get the gig. And fingers crossed for her.
It will be very strange if she doesn't, because it should just be a shoo-in, shouldn't it?
We would hope so.
No auditions, no.
Absolutely gotta be. She's she's perfect for it, isn't she? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's proven her worth, isn't she? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
She knows she can do it. Happy days, get her in. You know, get her in. Like Paul said, I got sent a link to the comments yesterday, and every single comment is Becky Baldwin. Get her in. 100%. I totally agree with it.
Yeah,
Betty's a really, really nice girl. Really, really nice girl.
Yeah.
So, fair play to her. I hope she gets it.
Yeah. Good luck to her. Yeah.
We shall see. Definitely. We shall see. Simon, have you got anything to add, Simon?
Not fucking hard. No, I've not had any readers' letters or anything like that this time.
No emails this time?
No, unfortunately not. No.
Okay.
Have you?
No,
no jokes. No, nothing this week, no. Sorry.
Right.
Sorry to disappoint.
Sorry to disappoint Waylon, our number one fan.
What do you call cheese that isn't yours?
Oh, no.
Go on.
Not your cheese.
Oh, God.